Right, so welcome back to the workshop, and in this series of videos we're going to do something a wee bit different. So this apparently lovely looking archtop guitar was made by me in 1977, and if I'm 100% honest with you, it was really an over-ambitious project for an aspiring teenage luthier. And it had its issues when I first built it, but obviously I've held on to all of these years as a kind of I guess sentimental value. But what I want to do now is really kind of see it rise phoenix-like from its ashes. So we're going to be doing a bit of work on this, some quite extreme work. So as they say, watch this space. But before we get into that, what I wanted to say to you was back in 77, of course, we didn't have the internet. You didn't have blokes like me on YouTube telling you how to do stuff. And let me show you where I got the majority of my information from. So this Irving Sloane book came out around the same time as I started my archtop instrument, so I was glad to get my hands on this, because although I was at the London College of Furniture at the time, information was still difficult to come by. So I started making my archtop along with a friend of mine, Bill Dinsdale, who himself is a highly respected luthier. And yeah, I used to pore over this chapter in the Sloane book, looking at these photographs of D'Acquisto making his archtop guitars and reading every word in that text, practically learning it off by heart. So that was my kind of holy grail, my Bible of archtop guitar making, just those few slender pages. And at the front of the book it was how to make one of these round bottom planes, and I did indeed make one of those. And it was really with that plane and this gouge, which has got this internal ground, those were the two tools that I did the vast majority of the work as far as the carving of the front and the back plates are concerned. Right, so that's the preamble over. Should we get down to some work then? So one of the main issues with the guitar is that the neck has come forward, and I need to explore why that has happened. Clearly that you can see that we've got this impossible action here caused by that movement. Interestingly enough though, the neck itself, to put a straight edge along that fretboard, is perfectly true. And this was the first instrument that I ever put a piece of carbon fibre in as a reinforcement, as a kind of a truss rod, and we'll talk more about that later. So I'm sure you remember at the beginning of this video I said I was going to do some extreme work on this. I think this is what people call the point of no return. I'm stopping there because, as I say, I've got a length of carbon fibre running through the neck and I don't want to damage my saw. So there's the neck, and it is still perfectly true after what, nearly 50 years. and there's no adjustable truss rod, just a piece of carbon fibre running the length of it, and you can see the carbon fibre at the end there. And at the time, obviously, carbon fibre was pretty much cutting edge, and somebody in the London College of Furniture was using it, experimenting with it really on their furniture, and I was asked if I would like to try a piece in one of my guitars, which obviously I did, and it worked incredibly well. And all these years later, I'm still advocating the use of carbon fibre in all of my instruments to keep the necks true. So these are the original tuners that were on the guitar, these gold M6 Charlas. So obviously I bought those around 76, 77. But the interesting thing is, if you were doing a period correct restoration, you'd want a set of tuners like this, because I don't know if you can see, it actually says made in W Germany, i.e. made in West Germany. So that would date the tuners before the Berlin Wall came down, before the reunification of Germany. So yeah, so if you were doing this period correct restoration, that kind of detail would be all important, wouldn't it? So there's a tailpiece that I made back in 1977, and I was very proud of it then, and I think I probably still am. As you can see, I've taken this kind of Art Deco influence as far as the design is concerned, and all of this was cut out by hand, and then I had the whole thing gold plated, which is why it actually shows no signs of corrosion. So yeah. So I think I've cut more or less right the way around, apart from where the end blocks are. So this is a kind of a breakthrough now. So I'm using a slightly larger saw. That's it. I feel like I've broken through there. And now we'll have a go at the neck block. Now, I think we'll go from the other way. So I think the only thing that's holding it now is this part of the cutaway. It does it. Oh, there we are, we're through the envelope. So I feel a bit like Howard Carter standing outside Tutankhamun's tomb, about to enter somewhere that no one's entered for years and years, albeit 1977 in the case. Right, we ready? Let's have a look. Let's see what we will see. Oh my, that's come off quite nicely. Look at that, look at that. So there's the back. Yeah, full of muck and mould, as you may well expect. So what I've got to do is get the remaining part of the side off of that top plate, and here's the inside of the top of the body, and yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised by that. Nice thick braces on there, so that's going to be suitable for what I want to do. So yeah, really, really quite excited about the next phase. But of course, you don't know what that is. Well, I did say that this series of videos was going to be a wee bit different, didn't I? So, yeah, that's the kind of the majority of the deconstruction done. And I've got to start thinking about putting it back together, haven't I? But that's really something for the next video. So until then, as always, thanks for taking the time to watch. And yeah, keep safe. Cheers.